Welcome in, everyone. Hello, Twitch. Happy Sunday. Unfortunately, I could not start earlier. I was just too beat. I woke up first thing this morning for Formula One race, which... let's just not get into that. And... yeah, I was gonna be able to do like a 7-8 hour stream. Yeah. Pre-washing our filter. Got our freshly ground coffee. Yeah, we need to dial that down just a little bit more. Welcome in, Bun Buns. We're gonna have the conclusion of our ingredient battle vote today. And yeah. I wonder if this is faster if I do it this way. Okay. So that worked on that end. Now on this end. There. There's still a decent delay if I do it that way. Nice, Bun Buns. What'd you get up to? Toying with my audio on my end. I'm trying to see if I can lower the delay on hearing my own voice in my ear so that it's a little bit easier to converse. I don't know, for some reason today it seems like it's delayed even more than usual. I might just turn it off. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna stop monitoring my own voice, and if you guys stop hearing me, let me know. Anything you want. Bun Buns, anything you want. I went and forgot the other half of this project. My mug. Are we having syrup with the chicken biscuits? Maybe some honey? I have maple syrup too, but I don't know that maple syrup's really gonna match. I'm thinking more like stewed chicken with veggies, a sort of cream sauce, maybe a cream and wine sauce? Nah, cream sauce. Let's skip the wine with the food. And then we'll bake up some biscuits and serve them essentially over top to sort of sop up all the goodness. I would do chicken a la king differently. Chicken a la king, as I know it, is a chicken dish similar to, like, I'll do the cream part to the chicken a la king part similar tonight. But for me, chicken a la king is served in a puff pastry, like basket or bowl. Circular. Supposed to remind you of a windmill. Nice. I need to make the coffee zoom just so that it's just like here, and so that it can see all that lovely swirliness up close. But then again, need better camera for gimmicks like that. I've completely changed up my ideas of what I want to do as far as a sub announcement, and so I don't. This little guy. This is about as cheap as you can get. I mean, you look. I studied this when I recharged the batteries, like last week or so. Can't even hardly get it open. I don't want to do it because it's not designed to be recharged a lot. It's not designed mixed. It's designed very, very cheaply. It's just sonically welded, and I mean, even the insides have like lattice work designed into their print so that they can use less plastic in this design. And it's literally nothing but two AAAs connected up to a small little motor, which is just spinning and vibrating that. Went to Cedar Point several times as a kid, and that reminds me of, they used to sell little fans that were the exact same thing. It was like the exact same body style with a switch in the same design, but it just had a propeller on the front of it, so you could, with really soft plastic so it wouldn't hurt you. Okay, so what are we starting with tonight? I don't want to get started with the biscuits. I think we're going to get started with our chicken for our stock. We got one more chicken that I need to butcher up for tonight's dinner. So we'll start with that. We have our scraps from the first two birds. Sink for a little bit. Can't decide if I like this or not with the... I'm not hearing myself in the monitor. It's different for the moment, so I'll live with it for now, but... I ever had pho? Yes. Many times. Good stuff. It's, yeah. Good stuff. A lot of people that don't like soup would probably like pho, just don't realize it. Like, I think my dad's actually in that camp. My dad's not, like, a soup fan, but I think if he had pho, he would probably enjoy it. Or pho. Or pho. However you choose to pronounce it. Okay, so we got our chickens ready. Now we can set up our pans to roast here. We should get our oven heating. Welcome in, Ultra Lord. How you doing tonight? I've already got I already got about 3 gallons of water sitting here on the stove, so you guys didn't have to sit here and listen to you folks didn't have to listen to me fill up this pot with 3 gallons of water and the sink run for all that time. Well, let's get our oven going. Let's do 425. We'll get a nice roasty looking pan here. Pretty good tonight, Ultralord. I was wiped earlier. I wanted to start stream at like 1 o'clock, so like 3.5 hours earlier than I did, and I just didn't have the energy. I got up mad early to watch the final Formula 1 race of the season, and yeah, just didn't plan out my day well and screwed up streaming earlier. We got 3 carcasses here I'm going to throw on a pan, along with the wings and some of the thigh bones and stuff. We're going to take the thigh bones out of these too and put them into this. And we still got some bones here. A lot of that's still skin and fat, which we don't really need for the stock. That's not looking like skin and fat. That's not looking like skin and fat. That is attached to a bunch of skin and fat. Okay. It was very controversial. And very sort of questionable if it went down the way it should have, and yeah. I mean, Max I was saying in my Discord the other day, like 2-3 races ago, they had done the math where the distances that they have driven in races was something like equivalent to driving from Paris to Baghdad. And at the end of the race, they would have been within 30 seconds of each other at that point. It was an incredibly close season all the way through. Last race was an absolute debacle. I thought it should have been just wiped off of the records entirely. I mean, they made so many changes and so many stops in that race. And then this race, yeah, it's a really questionable call for Hamilton. At the same time, I'm not going to say that Max doesn't deserve it. Because what happened there was they were told that the cars were not going to be able to be lapped, and therefore Lewis could not go in and get fresh tires. And then they reversed their decision after Lewis passed the pit. And then not everyone straightened out for the end of the race either. They really just only straightened out the front of it for the end of the race. So yeah, a rough finish. Right now it doesn't smell like a whole lot of anything. Just dealing with raw chicken. Once we get these carcasses in the oven, that'll improve. Ultralord, I suggest if you want to try doing this at home, way you might modify it, way even make it better, is when you go for this roasting action here, you add all of your herbs and all of your spices and everything. You just do all together. I mean, throw all the veggies on the pan, the herbs. You want to roast it all. I mean, and you have to go until the chicken goes, and so you want to make sure they all get nice and black. See if we got some unbroken legs this time. I forget, it was that Wednesday when I butchered one of these and both legs were broke. It was not a happy bird. Chicken blood. I'm not feeling any chips of bone or anything in there. Same for that one. Thank you for the reminder, Bun Buns, I had. Uh-oh, Archer down. Is he gonna make it? I don't think so. This is gonna be rough. Oof. Oh, his nose. I'll go with Warrior again. I'm gonna start up here this time. Take a moment to enjoy my coffee here. Is our oven up to temp yet? Nope, it's still warm enough, okay. No worries, Bun Bun. Just add a healer to yours. Or a cleric, or even like a pally or a monk. We'll do a two-faced battle. So we'll set this over on the stove, ready to go. So we got our chicken. Oh wait, we gotta salt all this goodness. Let's properly show everyone what we got going on here. So this is our veggies that are going in the oven, or our chicken that's going in the oven. We're gonna give this a nice heavy salt. This is actually going to be the primary and just about the only salt I'm going to be adding to this stock. So, feel free to use lots of it here. You want as much of that salt doing work as you can get. A little drizzle of cooking oil. Sort of wish Twitch had a button on their dashboard that you could select when you want your photo taken for your thumbnail on your video. I mean, they just give you 3 different options that I think the computer just randomly picks 3 different times. It's really weird. Sometimes it's like really early in the stream, and sometimes all 3 of them are really early in the stream, and sometimes they're like all way late in the stream. I'm not really sure what they're doing to do that. What AI they have going on deciding when to take those. Truth is, it's probably no AI at all. It's probably a when the computer has, when their servers have the power or availability to do it. You know, they're probably systematically going through it so that it takes less power and takes less compute. We're gonna take the skins off of these. I want some like chunks of tonight's dinner, so we're gonna go that small, but we are gonna break these down. Oh, hey! My alerts are not, or my timer's not working after I went and rewrote that script yet again. Did that fire? That fired. Why didn't she start up the other stuff? Let's see here. So weird. Alright, so we're going to take all the chicken, put that all in a bowl here. That way we can toss those spices and goodness and clean up the rest of our mess so that we don't have any cross-contamination worries here. Get rid of all the... This is all the fat and skin off of those birds. Well, that I didn't leave on. Some of the skin I left on. Set a timer on the oven for getting our chicken cooked, roasted. 40-minute timer. Just quick rinsing out all this raw chicken stuff and making sure it's all nice and sanitary while our chicken bones are in the oven. Turn the water, or the heat on the water over here on. Start warming that up for adding our chicken into a bit later. Do that with that, and that with that. Don't know what I want to start with here next. I'm waiting on figuring out. We got 35 minutes until those bones are going to be roasted. Our veggies we're not going to need for quite a while. Let's get on searing some meat. Let's sear some meat. Use our recently recasted or recured cast iron here tonight. Do you proof biscuits? No, you don't have to, buns. Biscuits are leavened by butter primarily. You put some chemical leaveners in there too, but get your flakiness from the butter. Sort of like pie dough too. You know, you're gonna cut it in. And so while that pan is warming up over here, we'll add some goodies to our chicken here, like some cooking oil. A little squirt of Dijon. That's just going to be background. garlic powder. Bit of cayenne. And we'll leave that for later. We'll do salt, pepper. No, not at all, Bun Buns. I'm astonished how fast this month is going. Like, I was planning on taking some time off this month, and that's just not going to happen. The Worcestershire sauce as well. Get all of those umamis in there. We want all of those umamis. Wow, no sizzle. There we go, there's the late sizzle. Everyone stretch, everyone wiggle. I actually think I'm gonna make that a thing. We're gonna have wiggle time. we're not gonna have a stretch reminder. We're gonna have wiggle time. pan's a little cooler than I want it to be. A little bit. Getting near the color I want here right now. I've upped the temp on that pan quite a bit now. Come on, Captions, you can do better than that. Hey, Blue Moon. Silly assistant. Why would I want a microwave? Those things suck. Those are used by people who prioritize time over what they're actually eating. It might have, Blue. It might have. I use a microwave, but I use a microwave primarily for three things. That's melting butter quickly, because I don't want to get a pan dirty. Cooking microwave popcorn, because it's just cleaner and easier than popping it on the stove, but that's one of the rare occasions. And tempering chocolate. Which even the last couple of times I've tempered chocolate, I didn't even use it for that. I just used the stove. Life is worth eating things worth eating. And just shoving disgusting, rubber chicken in your mouth. Ugh. Less dishes how? I mean, I'm sure you'd go the bachelor route anyways and just eat out of the pan anyways, so... Second batch of chicken's going to be better than this first batch. Doesn't matter. Why do you keep watching then? There's one thing that playing New Worlds has gotten me to realize is the people that are streaming just want to sit there and complain. There you go, Bun Buns. End up with the most kills that way, too. Huda has given the help with the assists. Bun Buns and HUD getting the rewards. 200 gold. Nice pickup there. Nothing to worry about, Bun Buns. Yeah, but I agree. I also don't respond well to people threatening me with viewing my stream. Like, watch my stream if you want to watch my stream. I think I need a glass of wine. Thank you, Bun Buns. Appreciate that. So this was an interesting one that caught my eye. I have no idea if this is going to be a winner or a loser. But this is rum barrel aged. Which, obviously, whiskey and bourbon barrel stuff, since they can only be used once for bourbon. Always been a big market for those barrels. Rum barrels, I don't know if they can... I assume they can reuse them. I assume they do. And so... the market for having lots of those much smaller. It was out of Lodi, which I like a lot of Zinfandels out of Lodi, so hopefully there'll be some nice zestiness going on here along with our rum barrel flavor. Cut the top off and then put the corkscrew away. Nice actual cork. Actual cork. It's a cheapie, but wow. Don't see those as often anymore. Yes, squeak. There seems to be a trend of doing these bigger, fatter barrel like bottles. Like most of the bourbon barrel ones are, and this one is in this wider body, shorter body. This is Three Finger Jack Rum Barrel Aged Red Blend 2019 from Lodi. And it says limited release. Who knows what that means? It's probably just marketing. Yes, Californian wine. This is more central California than where I am, up where most... Lodi has a fair amount of wine in it these days. So I would still consider it wine country, but it isn't what people think of when you say California wine country. That is a very weird combo. There's all sorts of vanilla in there. And there's some bright fruit and some acidity. Bright red fruit. Yeah, just a very interesting combo of flavors that I don't normally... I mean, they're all flavors that I'm used to getting from wine, but they're not ones that I'm used to getting together. It's very vanilla-y, a very smooth vanilla-like flavor to it. Almost like that cooling vanilla effect. No, I would doubt that, although the majority of the wines that I do drink here on stream are supermarket wines. They're not... There's some that I pick up from the vineyards around here, but the vast majority of them are supermarket wines that are in the cheaper range. Both so people can try them out and compare them back with me, but also so it doesn't break my bank. It's showing you a sub to me. Sometimes it takes a little while and might have to refresh the page, or sometimes it takes a little bit to get the emotes back. Awesome, Bun Buns. Appreciate that. State government liquor shop, but the wines, liquor, beer they take in are considered to be of very good quality. Well, how do you know? I think you need to test them out. See if they truly are of high quality. Yeah, I was just sort of kidding you. There's a bit of tobacco on the finish. I'm just now sort of noticing that, but it's not really... It's almost like they tried to hide it. It's so buried. Yep, as with many things, HUD, and nowadays you're probably going to be getting special ones done just for you guys, like at least 3 or 4 of the different distilleries that I've been to are doing either, you know, this barrel selected by, or this blend selected by, or this made by, and so, you know, your Bevmo or your supermarket, like Safeway, had their own blend of a whiskey. So it's getting much more specialized, and it's also that way so that they can say, oh, this is a special edition, so it's this price, even though we sell it under this name at this price. Ooh, a gift? Yeah, we're going to be doing our dinner challenge. It's looking like it's going to be pizza rolls. If you want to vote, now's your last chance to get a vote in between cheddar and sour cream potato chips and pizza rolls for Wednesday's dinner and dessert. It's tasty, I'm drinking it. It just looks really dark on stream. Normally I do this for you folks. Take a nice white piece of paper here. And use that as a background to show you what we got as far as clarity, but it still doesn't show up great in the camera. It shows off how dirty my glass is. But this is not very... This could maybe age a bit. Still quite opaque. That's our timer with our bones. Deal with the chicken here a little bit first. You got a beautiful crust coming on the bottom of this pan. I don't know how well you can see that, but getting some beautiful flavor built up on the bottom of this pan for our sauce and everything. Alright, let's pull our chickens out. Those are looking nicely roasted. Nice and roasty toasty there. Got the towel dirty. But those are looking good enough to throw in the pot. And so that is what I will do here in a moment. Let them cool down just a tad. Yep, Hud. Yep. And you realize over time that everything that's in a supermarket is designed to be in the supermarket, which is fine when you're thinking about boxes of pasta or, bag of chips. But all of the produce is designed to be in a supermarket. It's grown to be in a certain shape. It's grown from the same breed that's dependable. In many cases, it's grown from a breed that's designed to withstand the travel. Majority of strawberries do not make it to market. The best strawberries you can have, you can only grow yourself. Because they don't even stand the pressure of being stacked in a pint container. From the weight of the other ones, they'll crush each other. They're that soft. Actually, here, I'm going to do this since we got a little time tonight. Give me a moment. I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. Actually, I got to put the bones in here for... I'll show you what I mean, and then we'll put the bones in the water. I got this the other day for, essentially as like for my coffee table place. Something for someone sitting to stare at for a minute. There's a little bit of an ad, as this is an actual seed company, but this is a seed catalog. This is a seed catalog. And so, I mean, you can just pick a page and we'll find something you probably haven't seen before. Tomatoes, more tomatoes, more tomatoes. The amount of bounty that is available out there and the number of things that are just narrowed down to winter squash is truly astonishing. This photo was taken where I'm actually I hope I can borrow an IRL camera for that. But I would love to go. Sonoma has the National Heirloom Festival, which these people host every year. And if you can imagine essentially a football field-sized barn, or soccer, whatever football is to you, filled with thousands and thousands and thousands of different varieties of vegetables, just so you can see in person the different varieties and talk with the farmers of how they grow, and like seriously, like hundreds of varieties of just garlic at this show. I would love to do it. COVID stopped me from doing it before. Well, we'll see if I can't fix it. I have someone in mind that I can contact that I know has a IRL stream set up. We'll see. Bun's probably absolutely hating that last dad joke. Nice! Did you pick any up, or did you try it? Last of our chicken going in the pan now. Let's see, can I hold this pan yet? Not quite, but it's cooler. I can hold on to it for a while. Add our chicken into the water here. Got roughly 3 gallons of water with roughly, well, with 3 carcasses. Might add another gallon of water into this towards the end. But for right now, we're just going to get our bones going. Start infusing all that flavor in there. Bones, not buns. Bones. I've heard that one before. Uh-oh. Politics. Danger. Danger, Will Robinson. Danger. That is very much true. Last minute get units on the battlefield for Stream Raiders. Last 30 seconds probably for you folks with the delay. Showing me 1 minute. Heat off on this pan at the moment. I don't want to get this lovely fond we got going, which that's the term for that when you deglaze a pan, you're releasing the fond from the bottom of the pan. Don't want to burn that. We just want to let that chill down a little bit. And actually, I'm gonna, in order to stop that from being a problem, We're gonna add a little water in there. Just a little bit. So that is boiling like that, with no flame underneath it. Cast iron. Okay, veggie time. Take one of these for our dinner tonight, and the rest will go in the stock. Here, Buns, you can have this. I'm gonna give you the center core here. There, that's for you. That's going to be the most bitter part and hardest part to cook in the stock. Not worried about scraps because it's just throw in the stock. Yeah, that was my problem the last 48 hours here, Hud. Between the Formula 1 race being at 5 o'clock a.m. local time, and yeah, just life. I completely screwed up my sleep schedule this week. Completely ruined it. That, and it's very obvious. I had some, well, the landlord and my neighbors scheduled and set up someone to remove the vine from the top of my roof. And they did that yesterday, which was cool, but it's very obvious that that vine, which was ginormous, like it was covering my entire roof, was also dealing with the regulating of the heat of this house. And so now the temperatures of this house are completely out of whack from what they were before. Let's do our battle. Let's go to war. Let's see what do we got here. What do we got to kill? What do we got to kill? I think we're going to go with the killing field. That's a good thing, Bun Buns. It's just I have to adjust for it. I'm used to my house holding more heat than it has been, so it's going up and down in temperature much quicker than it used to. Victory! Victory! Quad Light getting those kills, and Sifa and Sound getting the assists. Bun Bun's running away with the reward, though. There we go. We'll see what we get here in a bit. who knows what's going to pop up on one of these maps. I don't know if this is all that's going to be there or if there's going to be more mobs later on. Doesn't seem like there's a ton on the map. There's a bunch of smaller individual ones out here. I don't know. Okay, so the leaves I'm going to take off and save for the very end of the stock, like tomorrow stock. Heal in there though. Saving the leaves for last because they're thin and they're green and they're going to therefore have chlorophyll in them, which is going to turn bitter as it cooks. So we're going to leave these until the end of our stock so that we can just add it in, just add a little quick flavor. Well, now you know. NBC logo. Carrots for our stock. I'm fine with sass. And throw the peels in with this because I don't care about peels in my stock. In fact, I'm going to use all the peels I have left in this bag in here. Peels are just going to add nice color to the stock, and I mean, let's be honest, they're nothing but onion that's dried out. There's a little dirt in there, which, you know, might make it off if you're doing it for something. And the texture isn't going to be great if you're going to do it in like a sauce, but we're going to be straining it out here with the stock. That doesn't really matter. Just like, I'm going to throw the roots in and everything too. We're going to boil it for hours. What does it matter if it's a little bit yee? We're going to kill whatever's there, making it yee. At the same time, I still advocate peeling it before you cut it, because onion skins are very slippery when they dry, and it's just a lot easier to cut this way. A lot safer to cut this way. Stopped. Trying to remind myself what I'm cutting this for. So there's our veggies for our stock. We're going to turn the heat down on our stock now. This is now nicely, rapidly boiling with all of our bones in there. Bones are great at holding residual heat. They're right up there with cast iron. And so it's sort of finicky trying to find that perfect balance with your bones unless you're working with a lot more water than bones. What do you think onion chutney can be used for? Onion chutney is an amazing thing for, like, well, if you don't want to spend the time caramelizing onions, onion chutney and that sort of a thing are amazing for sandwiches, for like a BLT, or for I've been delaying this whole time because I can't remember the proper term for it. For patty melt. You know, like a, hamburger bun with 2 pieces of toasted bread, a little mayo, a little, or not a little mayo, but a little mustard, a little caramelized onion or onion chutney, or bacon jam. Oh, yeah. Quite possibly the finest BLT I ever had in my life, I made here on stream this past year with heirloom tomatoes, a homemade bacon jam, and fresh lettuce, and it was made my own fresh bread. Oh, it was. Okay, we got our onion and celery ready for our sauce. Let's do a little shallot and a little onion. Or shallot and garlic. Well, I'm not really putting any garlic in my stock. You know what I am going to do with these peels? I'm going to throw them in the stock. there's one of our fish butchery chefs, like fish. I forget what the name of the class was even, but the first classes that you take where you're actually doing physical stuff, like it's not like bookwork classes at the Culinary Institute, was your meat butchery and fish butchery, or fish processing, or one of the chefs there is just, who's unfortunately not around anymore, was just famous for good for stock. Good for stock. You know. Bones good for stock. Head good for stock. And just go through all the things we're working on and the things we're processing that day and telling us, you know, good for stock. Good for stock. Looks sort of like a waste bowl, but that's all flavor. That's all deliciousness. Just like that. Heckma. The heck kind of word is that? Who's gonna unscramble that one? Oh, come on, Peel. I'm tired of dealing with you. Get off. There we go. There you go. Some mosh. That's a word that I didn't think of. You know what mosh is? It's a salad green. Though where you look may say a herb. Charlotte onions. I know these as shallots instead of Charlotte onions, but I'm going to be using these with our chicken sauce tonight. We'll start reheating our pan here with the water and fond from cooking our chicken. After I get done with this last piece of garlic, we'll start by sauteing our veggies to go in there. Starting with our garlic and then our shallot, carrot, and celery. Just below the spark going off there. So, highest I can go on my heat there. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I could put it in a stock? What do you think, Hud? Love ice. I'm okay with ice in this world. I enjoy my mini drinks, other than wine, chilled with ice. Oh yes, this was all along going to be my stock here. I wasn't kidding, Hud. This is entirely intended to be my stock veg. We just got some onion peels on top here, which I have no problem with onion peels in my stock. There are some people that don't like that. There are people that are adverse to that. I think it's just extra flavor. It's just dried onion. Yeah, it's the outer peel, so dirt content may be a little bit higher, but okay, we're going to add our garlic in there. Now our shallots. Hey Maz, welcome in. How's your Sunday treating you? Eggnog and bourbon. Sounds like a good time. And actually, Hud, I plan on even using all this, the tops and stuff from the celery and all that, but this is going to be too bitter to add it in now, so I'm saving this for last little bit. Actually, sometimes I even just put that in the strainer and strain the stock through that. Pinch of salt on our cooking veggies. Yeah, I went through my eggnog for this year, I think. I had 2 big bottles of it. Went through a half gallon of eggnog, rather. It sounds like a lot when you put it that way. Wow. But then again, I did all that cooking and stuff with it, too. I don't know, since I moved out here, I know eggnog is a very, December holiday thing, but for me, it almost seems like with it coming out with Strauss, like, right around Thanksgiving, like, they get the timing, like, perfect for hitting Thanksgiving just before Thanksgiving. It's almost turned eggnog into, like, a Thanksgiving thing for me. I know I did it, like, the beginning of December this year, but it's almost like a November thing for me nowadays. I didn't make any ice cream this year. I've made eggnog ice cream the last couple of years. Okay, now we're going to add some more water in with our veggies here. Add about a cup of water. Gonna add about a cup of milk. We're gonna add in all of our chicken from before and whatever juices they had going on there. Turned out okay. It wasn't overly sweet, but it was a little sweet. So I think it would probably be a better product if you skipped the eggnog and instead you went with dairy, butter, and nutmeg. You can still call it eggnog. But I think your end product's going to be a little bit better. Okay, and we'll just let that simmer away with some herbage in there. What all am I throwing in there tonight? Definitely going to throw in a little thyme. Or a lot of thyme. Let's do oregano. Do I have parsley? know I got parsley stems that I can use for like the stock, but no. Guess we'll go without that. And then we're gonna add a bit more mustard. We added a little mustard when we were tossing our chicken before searing. This is more gonna be flavor. And we'll let that just simmer. That'll reduce down. That'll hopefully thicken up. If not, we'll add a slurry a little bit later on. I think I'm going to add another gallon of water here with our stock, and I'm going to add some buttermilk powder in with our chicken. Just give it a little tang and that flavor too. Feel like we're cooking it in buttermilk instead of just milk. Okay, time to make biscuits. Biscuit making time. Put our carrots away. Get rid of the empty thing. Lemons from the fridge. Refill our wine. Gonna finish this bottle of wine before we finish dinner. Last 30 seconds, last minute to get units on the battlefield for Stream Raiders. Let's put this in a separate bowl so we can get it away from everything else.
One for the pot, one
Cheers,
for the chef's
Blazing Tree.
smile.
Thank you for that, Risa. Appreciate that. How you been? What's the project du jour? What are we working on next? What's after Gremlins? We're working on stock here tonight. I've got veggies along with a bunch of peels here ready to go in our stock. We've got 3 chicken carcasses back here and 3 gallons of water. I'm going to add another gallon about or so of water into there. Because I think these bones, I normally do, like a chicken per gallon sort of a thing, but this is seeming like more chicken than that, so add a little bit more water. Xmas diorama with a hint of Bob Ross. How can you go wrong with Bob Ross? I don't do it very well, but I try to carry his chi as far as my stream. I would love to have a stream as chill as Bob Ross's painting streams, painting shows, painting TV shows. Battle. To battle. Yeah, I got to it a bit later than I originally planned. I originally planned to start this stream 3.5 hours earlier than I did. But I just I woke up early to watch the Formula One race, and yeah, I just couldn't do it. Thanks, Blazendry. There's all sorts of things. I'm not doing all sorts of stuff to pull out all the umami I can. I'm going for a sort of simple, clean chicken stock tonight. There's all sorts of, you can add in dried tuna, you can add in seaweed. There's all sorts of stuff if you look into stock. All sorts of ingredients that you can add in to bring in extra notes or extra flavors that you like in particular. I'm really just trying to keep it clean. Got Bun Buns getting the kills there. Safe and sound. Getting the assist yet again. Bun Bun's walking away with that gold yet again. Just taking all of those goodies tonight. Let's see. Unknown chest versus silver chest. Let's try the top one. I like a unknown. Yeah, it was a crazy race, Falkenhofer. For good and bad. We'll see how Mercedes' challenge works here. I don't think it's going to do much. I think Max has got it, but we're cooking this a bit too hot, so we're going to turn this down. Am I a merc? I'm not really a fan, particularly of anyone in particular. I just sort of like watching the whole race as a whole. I actually sort of like the tech. I like watching the tech Tuesday episodes from Formula One. And so, I already sort of touched on this once. Max very much deserves that award as much as Lewis did. They were so close this year all the way through. I don't love the controversy of what happened where they sort of locked Lewis into not being able to get any more tires. But that's not for me to say. And we'll see. We'll actually see. It'll probably be a lawsuit. They've already put out a formal complaint. But we'll see what happens. I will say that I'm probably more of a Bottas fan than I am a Lewis fan. But yeah, Bottas is not that great either. Okay, we cooled our chicken stock down enough that the bones started to settle here. We're starting to be able to see how much fat we've got in here and how much stuff we've got rising to the top. We have a little feather here too. That's just flavor. There doesn't seem to be a tremendous amount of fat on the top there, especially even with me having a couple of birds that were pretty fatty. Not a ton of fat on the top of that stock. And so I think I am going to leave it. If there was a ton of fat, if there's enough fat that there's a solid layer of fat on top, that's going to inhibit your stock cooking. And so you want to remove some of that so that you can still get you still have water evaporation, you still have stock cooking going on. but where this is just sort of spotty, there's just sort of drops of oil all around. There's a little bit of a line around the side, but it doesn't quite go all the way around. I'm just going to leave it with that little bit of fat in there. And I'm going to throw all of these dry veggies in there now too. Allow these to hang out in there, cook all the way through, get all of their flavor in there. And so this is some garlic scraps, but it's primarily red onion, celery, and carrot in here, so primarily just mirepoix. And that instantly just made this entire kitchen smell amazing. But as far as this year, I wish McLaren did about as well as I expected them to, but at the same time, I sort of wish they had done better. I wish they had actually beat Ferrari. They were a close fight at the end. They throw some whole peppercorns in with their stock. Leftover celery that we'll use for, or parsley that we'll use for our stock later. Rinse out this, clean out this big bowl so I can use it for making biscuits. So we're going to start our biscuits recipe off by sectioning off a little butter here. We got a stick of butter, and I am going to quarter that. Actually, we're going to turn that into sixths. And then this is going to go into the freezer so that they set up a little bit more while we mix the rest of our dough, just for a minute or two in the freezer. Not very long. AP flour. Not sure, Bun Buns, I'm not... Preheating the oven to 450 degrees for our biscuits tonight. So we got baking powder going into our biscuits. And baking soda. Not an alpha fish? Are you sure you want a beta fish? What about a Sigma fish? We have any fans of the Sigma lifestyle out there? Yeah, alpha versus beta is also, at least in the American terminology, is the definition between a very assertive, forward, powerful male versus the submissive, just get it done beta. Mornay sauce. But yeah, for games too. Like, games have completely ruined that terminology too. Alpha is in-house, is like only in-house, is like only for developers in-house. Beta is closed, is not for the public, is not the initial release of a video game. We got lots of pepper in our biscuits, and now we got a bunch of salt in there. Do I want to put anything else in here? Do we want any herbage? Do we want any... Let's throw some chive in there. I have an alpha version of an MMO RPG that never released, and I can't remember if I was actually admitted into the alpha, or if I somehow got it, the disc somehow else. Granted, you can't play it anymore because it was an online game and the servers don't exist anymore, but I mean... I don't think it ever released. So add a little chive in there, just a little hint. Now we have our slightly frozen butter. We'll add that in there. Let's see, do I got everything in here according to this recipe? No, I don't. Almost though. Cut our butter into our flour. Now that's a scrambled word. Bit more buttermilk powder because I don't have buttermilk. Alright, so this is now going into the freezer for a couple minutes. Before I attempt to roll that out and cut it into biscuits. Well, hey, I wanted to throw these in here anyways. add some peas in with our chicken. Might as well add some corn while we're at it too. Yeah, that's the bag. Use it up. Thermophilic? How come you didn't guess thermophilic? It's food related, isn't it? Now the real question over here is, do I throw some sweet pepper in here? I've got some sweet peppers still. Do we add some sweet pepper in there? What I do think it is time to close this vote out. Awesome. Our oven's up to temp for our biscuits when they're ready. I think pizza rolls won this week's vote. And I actually sort of wanted Ruffles to win. I'm sort of sad to see Ruffles lose. So pizza rolls on Wednesday. What the heck am I going to turn pizza rolls into dessert for? If you're interested in having your own ingredients in the ingredient challenge for next week's challenge, which will start on Wednesday, please feel free to add your suggestions to the ingredient suggestion channel here just below the Wednesday dinner vote. There's some guidelines for some guidelines. And then beyond that, the ones with the most votes move on to the major vote the next week. Right now we got looking like sushi. I didn't delete these already. So it's looking like we got sushi with 4 right now, and no spice ingredient challenge. SoCal Aussie giving his spin on things here. So if you'd like your own suggestions, please feel free to add them. Feel free to join into the Discord. I'll try and give you permissions, but may not be until after stream. pizza roll croquembouche. That's almost epic enough that I have to create that now. What the heck would I drape over it though? Because I'm not gonna spin tomato sauce. Yeah, it's almost a challenging one, both for savory and for sweet. Because I mean, like, yeah, pizza rolls are a great savory thing, but like, how are you going to turn that into an ingredient? Into something bigger? Putting this over on the side as much as I dare here. Just barely got enough weight on this to keep it this side from tipping over this way. And that way we get a little bit of a convection boil. I've talked about convection boils before when I made stock, but I don't talk about them otherwise too much. And convection, we're rotating, we're moving. And so you set up a convection boil with like things like stock or things that you're slowly cooking, so you have like a hot side and a cool side, and that way it regulates the temperature overall that much quicker, because it then cycles rather than just being a mess of different temperatures. Yep, both sweet and savory, Blazing Tree. That's the main thing, although I try and use 3 to 4 different recipes. I try and use it a variety of things, but what it boils down to is, at the very least, I'm going to try and do something sweet and something savory. I've already got one idea that I have to do, but it's sort of a running thing that I've been doing with a number of them. I have no idea what I'm going to do for a main dish or for a dessert right now. Alright, let's form our biscuits. So we'll roll our dough out here, pull out everything we can out of the bowl. Bit of fresh flour on top so it doesn't stick to my rolling pin. Alternatively, you can flour the rolling pin too. Now, this dough is very soft, very movable, and it's going to stick to everything. So I've rolled that out and folded it in thirds over itself. Do the same thing, turn it at 90 degrees. And what we're doing now is some very simple layer building along the lines of puff pastry or something like that, where we're folding the layers of butter over and over. We'll do that once more here, now that I've rolled this out a bit more. Thirds this direction, thirds in this direction. We'll let that sit for a moment while we do our battle. I've actually got an idea for dessert now. I don't know if I really want to do this though, but it might be memey enough that I sort of have to. Meme enough. Meme. Head Mama Bear getting those kills. Rockstar Canada helping out with the assists. HUD getting the scrolls though. Congrats to HUD. Ooh, congrats to me. That it will, Blazing Tree. That it will. Okay, back to our biscuits. Roll this dough out a bit more in this direction and in that direction. Alright, let's cut out some biscuits. Yeah, that seems a little small to me. Let's do one more, larger. That's a good biscuit size. What do you folks think? Got 6 biscuits there. And a little scrap. And the parchment. Put the freeform one in there too. See how that turns out just by itself. Waste not, want not. Brush a little half and half on top of our muffins, or on top of our biscuits. I keep spacing on the word biscuits tonight. That can happen. I've been there. I've thought about getting fish because I'm allergic to everything else. We actually have someone that comes in here every once in a while that does fish tank streams every now and then of his tank. I haven't seen him in a minute though. So I'm gonna do a little fancy salt on top. It happened, buns. I mean, realistically, how much commitment do you have for a TV show or something like that? I mean, people come and go. And a little fresh cracked pepper on top of each of them too, with our salt and our milk. And so these are going into a preheated 350-degree oven. So I got 15 minutes on the timer for that. I want chicken stew. Wine. This has been really pleasant. I've really enjoyed this bottle. It's been, it hasn't been exceptional. There hasn't been like, oh, this is, I have to have this wine. At the same time, I've really enjoyed this wine. It's been nice. It's been smooth. I really like the vanilla to it. I mean, if you're not a fan of wood and not a fan of vanilla and stuff like that, you may not like this one, but it's a good time otherwise. I don't remember what I paid for it, how much it is, but I don't tend to buy bottles that are over 20 bucks. My assumption this is probably about a 15 bucker. I just threw flour all over myself. So we got our chicken stock going on here if anyone's just joining in. We started off our chicken stock much earlier. We've got about 4 gallons of water. We got 3 carcasses with wings and some of the extra meat on there, but I pulled the breasts off and the thighs and the legs, and so, but there's some extra meat in there. And then typical Mirepoix mix, a little shallot and onion scrap that are in there as well. Have a great night, Hud. Thank you for stopping by. Looking what other veggies I have in the freezer. I picked up a couple extra last time I was there picking up corn just because, hey, why not? Easy to use. And in some cases, the vegetables frozen are much better than fresh or other options. Like corn, especially corn. Like sweet corn, the best way to cook sweet corn, and I agree with this is sort of a folk tale comment. This is sort of one of those hand-me-down comments. Best way to cook sweet corn is to have the water boiling before you go and pick it. Because sweet corn will, and this is, I mean, it's different for every variety, but it's proven that in some varieties of sweet corn, the corn will turn from 80% sugar to 80% starch within an hour of being picked. And so, if you have an operation where you can take that corn, strip it off of the kernel, and individually quick freeze it in the field like they do these days, that is the best way you can have actual sweet corn, short of growing it yourself. Same thing for canned corn. That's right there. They'll do that practically right in the field too. Because I mean, starch is nothing really different from sugar. It's just a complex sugar. It's more complicated. And so it's just taking its sugars and converting them. But that's also why corn is so widely used in our food here in the States. It's so versatile. It's because how much starch there is in it. We can take that starch, much like you can potato starch or anything else, and turn it into all sorts of products. Like 80% of your supermarket is corn and soy these days. 90%. A pork chop. I do think we're going to add some starch to the stew tonight, so we're going to do a little cornstarch slurry here. Oobleck. I say this every time I get into cornstarch, but is it a liquid? Is it a solid? I think it's amazing that they're turning this stuff, well, other forms of oobleck, but essentially the same stuff into, like, armor protection. Because of the way it reacts in high speed versus slow speed. I'm sure they're not using cornstarch to make armor oobleck. But, same principle. Once you get it moving, it moves. It's like water now. It's a little thick, but it's pretty much perfectly where we want it. You want it like a thick cream, something. It's got a little body to it, but it's not. Turn the heat up, and we're going to slowly stir this in as I'm shaking the liquid up, getting it distributed a bit. And I added this in a little bit cold. I turned it up high, but in order to maximize your thickening power when you're using a slurry like that, you're using cornstarch and water. You want your cornstarch and water in the ramekin to be ice cold. You want it like as cold as you possibly can get it, and you want this actively boiling. And so you're adding a cold liquid into a boiling liquid. You want to shock it as much as possible in order to get the most thickening out of it. You want to make that starch uncomfortable. You want to shock it. and then it doesn't completely come up to its full thickening power until you've brought the whole mixture back up to a whole boil. If you're adding something really cold, then you're probably going to lose a little of your boil, even if it's... Bring it back up to a full boil. Then you cool it down. You'll notice it's coming together as a sauce there as that thickens up there. Starting to get a little bubble action going here. Not quite there yet. Oh, I didn't start the next battle there, but we're finishing up here soon anyways. We only got a couple minutes here waiting on our biscuits, basically. Got about a minute and a half, 2 minutes on our biscuits. Stock is going to keep rolling all night tonight. We're going to keep this slowly simmering and hanging out just like this until tomorrow's stream. Going to be back at 4:30 Pacific tomorrow. And going to be finishing up that stock. We're going to throw our aromatics in there. We're going to strain it. Going to then reduce that down by about 50% so I don't fill up my freezer with a ton of extra stock and we have concentrated stock to work with. Going to make some ice cubes out of it. Going to bag up the rest. We'll do some sort of dinner on top of that tomorrow. Got any Tarkov fans out there? Anyone interested for the new patch? Anyone excited for the new patch? Anyone annoyed by something that happened in the new patch that I haven't heard yet? Because I haven't played or watched much of it. I just know that it exists. I know a bunch of streamers are streaming it today because they just released the new editions. No, there's one that's like completely destroying the term beta. Like, we're going to do an open development of this game. Oh, quiet, timer. I want to scrub my knife first. Quiet, timer, quiet. Quit beeping. I think that's our biscuits done. I think that's our biscuits done. I think we got some biscuits. we got some biscuits. And they got some rise to them. They didn't stay that same height. We got some rise to our biscuits. We're just about perfect with our sauce on our chicken too. Like, this is just at the point where it's trying to stick at the bottom. Just barely thick enough that it's still liquid stew. Turn the heat off on that deliciousness. Want some biscuits? I want some biscuits. Layers. Look at those layers. Look at those layers. There we go. Let's get some photos of that deliciousness. Awesome. So I'm gonna go and enjoy this. Let's see if we got anyone we can give a raid to tonight, if we're just gonna call it an evening. I think we're gonna call it a night right there. Yeah. I think we're gonna call it a night. Unless anyone's got a guy at the raid, I think we're gonna hang it up right there. I will be back here tomorrow to finish up that chicken stock. We got some more chicken stock to finish up here. We just got some more work to do on this baby. We gotta add those herbs along with our parsley and our celery tops. That's all going to be happening tomorrow, so I hope you come back and join me for that. We got pizza rolls for Wednesday. That sounds like fun. I have no idea I have one idea of what I'm going to make tomorrow on Wednesday, but beyond that, I have no idea what I'm going to do for like main course or dessert. Really, yeah. I hope you come back and join me for those. Until then, I hope you have a great evening. Thank you for joining me tonight, and have a great night. Goodbye now.